So fitness is a massive part of my life. I would argue to say that fitness and nutrition together actually saved my life. It's just like the right nutrition combined with fitness really does make for this like harmonious existence. And I'm gonna show you one of my favorite meals today. My name is Michael Chernow. I am a chef, a restaurateur, and an entrepreneur, and I also happen to be a fitness fanatic. So today we're on my property. We are cooking a grass-fed, grass-finished sirloin steak. We're also cooking a bunch of veggies, and we're working out like our life depends on it. Let's go. This is some kale that we're gonna use for a salad. I've got some leeks here. I love leeks. They're just so delicious, especially cooked on an open fire. We've got some cauliflower, some broccoli that we're gonna bake in the fire as well. A little bit of avocado for this kale salad. Got some delicata squash. I've got a little purple sweet potato that we're gonna make, and then of course we've got an unbelievably delicious piece of grass-fed, grass-finished sirloin beef from Kinderhook Farms, one of my favorite farms in the area. And we're gonna lightly season this. And it's gonna all work out really, really well, I hope. I started working in restaurants in New York City. I started out as a delivery boy, worked my way into the kitchen as a prep cook, dishwasher. I worked every single position in a restaurant over the next 15 years. And in 2010, opened up my first restaurant called The Meatball Shop. And then we opened up a bunch more. On top of eating well, movement has been just a huge part of what I believe has made me successful. I would argue to say that fitness and nutrition together actually saved my life. There was a moment in time for me from about 13 to 23 where I dove deep into the world of darkness. I really learned to love alcohol and drugs as a kid. And when I was 23 years old, I had a pretty intense experience where it wasn't a game anymore and it wasn't fun and I almost died. And I was lucky enough to get sober. And I made a decision to change my life. And when I did that, I found fitness. And that is ultimately what has supported and sustained my happiness for the last, 18 years. When I made the decision to change my life, a couple of guys took me under their wing and they introduced me to Muay Thai kickboxing. You know, they basically told me that I needed to find an outlet that was going to help me learn to get back up. And they not only taught me about fitness and how to move my body for medicine, so I kind of think about like movement as medicine, but also the right food to eat to complement my movement. And that's sort of been the cornerstone of my happiness. So I'm gonna finish prepping the rest of these ingredients, and then I'm gonna show you the most important component to what makes a great meal. In my opinion, the most underappreciated component to an epic meal is the workout beforehand. Over the last 7-8 months, I really dove into the world of CrossFit, and I joined a CrossFit gym called Lumberjack up in my area up here that I absolutely love, and I built out my own little CrossFit gym in my garage here. Today we're gonna do a couple of movements that I'm learning, so I'm trying to get better at, so I really spend a lot of time on the skill work in my garage gym. Today we're gonna be doing double unders with the jump rope. We're gonna be doing bar muscle ups, and we're gonna try to recover a little bit on the rower. Even rowing for me is a new movement. I didn't do rowing before. For cardio, I would do running, I would do uphill walking, I would do some bike stuff, some assault bike stuff, but I really never stepped on the row machine. And so for me, rowing is new. And believe it or not, there's like a real technique to efficiency in rowing. Double unders for with the jump rope, with the speed rope, is a brand new movement for me. I did Muay Thai kickboxing for 12 years. We jump with a super duper heavy rope, so it couldn't be more opposite, right? It's like literally jumping rope with like a garden hose. Now it's a completely different style of jump rope, and it's trying to get the rope underneath your body 2 times as opposed to like super heavy jump rope. So I'm really learning that skill too, and I've gotten so much better in the last few months, but it's still a skill I'm trying to develop, like so I could do it with my eyes closed. And then lastly, probably the hardest move that we're gonna do today is the bar muscle up. I just learned how to do bar muscle ups. They are incredibly difficult. It's not about strength with bar muscle ups. It's actually way more about technique, similar to all the high skill level movements in the sport of CrossFit. So for me, it's amazing. I feel like a kid again. I feel like I'm learning stuff from scratch. I am challenged every single day. It's incredibly humbling, and my body is acclimating and adapting in a way it hasn't ever before. So I'm really fired up to continue this journey of CrossFit. We're back out here, starting the fire. You know, why fire over an outdoor grill? I personally just love the flavor profile of wood. I feel like wood and food together, smoke, real wood smoke and food together, you can't beat it. Especially with friends and family sitting around a fire, whether you're just hanging out and talking and telling stories or cooking on it. There's something nostalgic. There's something primal about a fire that really brings out the best. I think we're off to a great start. Fire's taken. I got some nice dry wood on there. We're gonna let these guys catch. There's one ingredient that I didn't show you guys on the inside of the house, and that's some eggs. Got an awesome chicken coop, and we're gonna throw a couple of eggs on our salad today to go with our meal. So let's walk over there. I'm gonna show you those chickens. So, this is chicken land. We've got 11 chickens here. Started out with 9, lost a couple, got a few more, now we're at 11. We get somewhere between 11 and 12 eggs a day when they're laying. One of these chickens lays 2 eggs a day at times. We're not sure which one, but one of them does. Right here is where they drop them. And we get all different color eggs. Like right now, we've got white eggs, a blue egg, a couple of cream eggs, but it's pretty awesome. It's like a perfect food source, packed with protein and really, really good fat. The deeper orange the egg yolk is, the more versatile their diet is. This guy would love to eat these chickens. Sometimes he gets a few eggs. All right. So this fire is looking perfect right now for this steak. I'm gonna put this beautiful steak right on the coals. And that is going to cook. It's going to get an unbelievable flavor profile from that wood smoke. I'm gonna let it cook for a couple of minutes on this side, and then I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna see how it looks, and I might just pull it off and let it rest there, because I like a steak pretty rare, and this fire is hot. I mean, this is a piping hot fire here. Oh yeah. There's a few things that one would need to do to make a perfect steak, in my opinion. First and foremost, you want to bring the steak down to room temperature before you put it on any cooking surface. If it's a cold steak coming right out of the fridge, it's actually gonna cool down the surface that you're cooking on and hold back the opportunity to get that perfect char, that perfect crust on the steak that you're looking for. When I'm cooking on fire like this, like coals, I wanna make sure that I'm not totally burning the crap out of the steak. So I flip it every couple minutes so that I don't burn it. The other component to cooking a perfect steak is you just want to make sure you're seasoning it well. Under-seasoned steak is the worst thing on the planet. Be generous with salt. That's sort of bringing some of the moisture to the surface of the steak, and that really helps to create a nice crust, a nice sear when you put it on a super piping hot surface. I mean, right now this thing is beautiful. It's sizzling, and yeah. So we've been on here for somewhere between 7 and 9 minutes, I would say, maybe. I think the steak is ready to pull. I've been flipping it. I made sure not to get anything super burned. It's feeling about medium rare. I'm gonna pull it off and I'm gonna let it rest for like 30 minutes. So I've got a bunch of great coals going here. I just threw a little grill on this little station here, and I'm just gonna put the veggies right on top. And we're gonna get these bad boys to roast on this awesome open fire. We're gonna get a bunch of that wood smoke on these bad boys as well. These things will cook for 20 minutes or so, and then we'll have a really nice meal to go. The veggies are, I would say, 75% of the way cooked. We call that par cooked. So I'm gonna pull the foil off, and I'm gonna finish the cook right on the grill. And we're gonna get a really nice char here. Try not to lose it all. Go right on here with our leeks. Oh, these are gonna be good. That is so good. We'll cook these here for another 3-4 minutes. We'll just get a really nice char. This is how we're just finishing the veggies here. They're pretty much all cooked. I'll mix all these veggies together. We'll have a nice medley of veggies.
Oh, that smells so good.
We've cooked our steak, we cooked our veggies. Now I'm gonna finish up with a salad. This is a kale salad. I love kale. People always complain about kale being really tough, really hearty. So what I've done is I take an avocado, just like that. Pop out the seed. You kind of mash your avocado inside the shell, and then I will dump it out into the kale here. So I use the avocado and I massage the kale with the avocado, a little bit of lemon and a little bit of salt. And it really works the kale and breaks it down. Before I get my hands all dirty, I'm just gonna cut this apple. All right, so I got my apples. Now, I'm gonna work this kale. Your hands are gonna get messy, but you really just wanna get in there and you really wanna coat the kale with the avocado, and it's gonna almost present itself like a creamy kind of dressing. I'm gonna throw my apples in there. I've got some walnuts and some sunflower seeds that I'm gonna throw in there for some texture. We are going to, tasty. We're gonna make a dressing. I'll show you a little tip with a dressing with some red wine vinegar, some honey mustard. I just like the sweetness of honey mustard. Because the avocado is representing its fat here, I don't have to use that much oil. Just a little bit of oil, about a tablespoon or so. And then I'm gonna cover it here, and I'm gonna shake it. You see that consistency? It's like nice and creamy. And then I'm going to give it a taste and see if I need to add anything. Oh, that is good. That is good. That's kind of perfect. Delicata squash is one of my favorite squash to cook. You can eat the skin, so you don't have to peel it. And it's just got this like super natural, incredibly delicious, sweet salt balance that is hard to find. I'm gonna go ahead and dress it, and we're gonna mix. I'm gonna plate this salad right here. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plate the veggies. And I'm just gonna mix these. What I'm gonna add to this is a little bit of red wine vinegar for a little acidity. Just a touch, a little bit of olive oil. Smells so good. And I'm gonna plate these right in this bowl here. And that's gonna be our veggies. And now we're gonna cut this bad boy. This steak has been resting now for a good 30 to 40 minutes or so, so that the juices are going to be incredibly well incorporated into the meat here. We are probably not going to see any juice on the cutting board, and that's a good sign to know that you've let your steak rest long enough. Our goal here is medium rare, medium rare. The back of this steak is a little thinner than the top of the steak, so it's probably going to be a lot more red up here than it is down here, but you know, we're going to see how this bad boy looks. Oh yeah, that's good. Ooh, that's kind of perfect. Yeah, so I went from medium rare pretty much down to medium. Oh man. That wood char, you can't beat that. So good. Last piece, the egg. We're gonna drop it on our pan here. Just gonna let this bad boy cook. And then we're gonna throw it right on top of the salad. All right, I've got that fried egg cooking over there. I've put a little crushed red pepper on it, a little pink Himalayan salt, and I'm gonna drop it right there, and we are gonna dig into this bad boy. There we go. Oh my gosh. I would eat that for the rest of my life. This was well worth every single second of that workout and this dish. So good. All right, so we worked out, we cooked, we ate a little bit, and now I'm gonna show you guys how I like to finish off my day in my sauna. This thing gets to about 220 degrees. This is how I really love to unwind in an ideal day. I pop in here and I call it a night. This is where you guys get to call it a night as well. Get the heck out of here. I'm gonna jump in the sauna. Until the next one, guys. Peace.